And okay. Welcome, welcome to special edition Throwback Thursday of the Locker. What's up, Ann? How you doing, brother?
You know how it is on Throwback Thursdays. We always got something special, always got something special for the people. We either take it back to my roots, your roots, or just our roots in general, just coming up, man. Yeah, we got a special one in here, man. We got a special one, man. People tuned in. People been hitting me up all week. You know, that's what time it start. Got people tuning in early. Got people all kinds of stuff, man. But
Hitting you up for what? For for money or for
oh
what?
no, they want to see what the man Pacey got to say,
Oh,
man.
that's right. I forgot. Are we going back to Twinsburg Heights? My bad. My bad.
This guy coached for 50 years, 26 years at Twinsburg. 26 years at Twinsburg. So
Wow, that's getting it done.
man, we doing too much talk. We doing too much introduction, man. I'm gonna bring him in here.
Bring them in
Bring
here,
him
man.
in here. Hey, coach.
Ah, wow.
How you doing, Anthony?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. This is my man Van House.
How you
Does more
doing,
on the
Coach?
production side. Played defensive back with me at Kentucky.
How we
Did,
doing? I'm sure I saw you play as well.
yeah, I was way better than this knucklehead. And he probably put all that gray hair on your head too, probably.
He was one of them
Yeah,
that did.
yeah, I can understand. I'm
I
not
was gonna get
shocked.
I was gonna get to that point. I see you took me up on the advice to get you a little youngster to take care of the technical side of.
I thought about wearing a hat just in case you asked me that, but I figured I better not.
Oh yeah, no. I was gonna tell Van. Van took my steam when you came to talk at our banquet in 1991 at Dodge Middle School. After our undefeated season, you had a whole lot more dark hair.
Yes, I
And,
did. And then your crew came across the street, and that's when it started.
we gonna get
I
to that. We
didn't
got to
lose
get to the
any.
bottom.
It just turned color.
Right, right.
We got to get to the bottom of that. Yeah, we definitely gonna get to the bottom of that. We need to know. No, just to let you know, I appreciate you coming on, spending some time with me. It's been some years. I was thinking.
Anthony, I'm very proud of you, and anything you might need or ask, I'm there for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I was at your 500th win. I was at your Hall of Fame, your Hall of Fame at Twinsburg. Only thing I felt like I missed to this point was your retirement due to COVID. I don't know if it's due to COVID. We're gonna get to that as well. I'm not sure if it was due to COVID, but I got in contact with some familiar people, you know, and I had to make sure that they got you on my show. And they told me it wasn't an easy task, but I want to thank Keith. I want to thank Keith and Stephanie for making this all possible, man, for getting you on.
Okay, I'm sure someone was behind all this helping you out.
That's why we made him come to our house so that he'd had to sit through this.
Smart.
He called me. I don't know if he told you or not. He called me earlier. I thought he was trying to back out of it, but
of course,
I was kind of concerned about that.
Anthony, and he's so humble that when he won his 500th game, it took 5 years for the Coaches Association to track him down so they could give him a plaque.
Wow.
That's just like Coach. That's just like Coach. Hey, but Coach, I got to be honest with you. When your pullover came up missing, honestly, I'm telling you, I didn't take it. Kelly took the pullover. And
Anthony, since you brought up the idea of things missing, there have been times in the past few years, even at Twinsburg, I would go back to certain years and watch tapes of certain teams to see what they did well.
Right.
And possibly incorporate that in my teams that present year. Now, refresh me. You graduated in 95?
Yes. From high school in 95.
Yes. I could not find any 94 or 95 tapes. So my question is, who has the tapes?
Coach, the thing, all I was trying to let you know is I have never lied to you. If I told you I didn't have them, I think Kelly got them. But I'm going.
Kelly has my pullover and the tape.
Yes,
absolutely. Probably. But I got to come clean about one other thing.
What's that?
When I decided to have you on here, I couldn't keep a lot of other people off of joining the show. So
I'm not real excited about that.
oh,
So there's a lot of people that just decide to show up on their own. And now it's not just a regular normal locker that Van and I host.
James.
It's kind of a reunion.
Oh, he's Rob.
What's up?
Coach
Oh my
Ryzicki,
God, there's Brad.
have you left here yet?
Yeah. You see behind me, there's a bedboard.
Yeah.
I've been here for 4 weeks. All I'm doing is chairs, plans.
Steve.
Well, I apologize for not coming here and say goodbye, but I'm not real good with goodbyes.
But you always keep coming to Florida.
Well, just like normal old times, I'm gonna let everybody knows who everybody is, but there's a ton of Big Blue Nation that tunes into the show, which if you don't know who that is, that's Kentucky's fan base. So I need everybody. They already know me and Van. Just tell us when you played, where you from, what do you do, where you live now, so they'll know what your relationship is to myself as well as Coach Pacsi. And that way, if Coach Pacsi don't recognize some of them, because Posey look old, well, at least he cut his hair this time. But so people may not be able to identify.
Yes, you can see.
And I'll call Bryant back.
I guess the easiest way, guys, is to start with Keith and then go down left to right. So then go Keith, then Eric Craig, and then on down.
All right. Well, I got the most unique relationship because not only did I play and graduate in '93, but I married his daughter and I've been his boss for the last 5 years.
Oh,
And that was pretty tough.
Andy
Interesting.
Am I up next?
Yes, sir.
Eric Craig, down in Charlotte, North Carolina, 2 kids, work in banking. I know Anthony because I used to get the ball in front of him, and they think I had the ball, and he'd run around the corner, and I get smacked. So, Anthony, I was his fullback. And then Coach Pace was my coach for baseball and basketball, and gave me a nickname that has stuck 10+ years of Sloan, Jerry Sloan. He said I couldn't run, jump, shoot, or dribble, but I could set picks and get rebounds. So he named me Sloan, and his son-in-law still calls me Sloan to this day.
Wow.
That was the keeper, Eric. But
Yes, sir.
probably the number one thing that I really hated to do dealing with you was to tell Coach Jones that you swung at a 3-0 pitch with the bases loaded with 2 outs. That didn't go over real well with him.
Coach Pace, I'm not going to lie. I told Kennedy I had 2 stories. That was the other story. And I told him you called me bonehead 5,000 times in 5 minutes.
It's a good thing we won the game.
Yes, sir. Congrats.
Thanks, Eric.
Who we on now?
We're on Dan Miller.
What's up, Coach?
Danny,
Congratulations. I am awesome. For those of you who don't know, I'm Dan Miller. Coach coached me in varsity basketball in 97 and 98. After I graduated, Coach begged me to go straight to the NBA. But I told him that no, I was going to go pursue music. And I did. I actually joined a boy band and sold several million records.
Wow.
And toured around the world. But you know, I still take all the lessons that Coach taught me in high school, and I still remember all of them. Right now, I live in Gilbert, Arizona. It's beautiful here, and I have 2 kids. I'm married with 2 kids, and I'm excited to be here and reminisce.
Hey, Danny.
That's awesome, Danny. I know we were pretty good in those 2 years, but I believe I was at your first concert in Cleveland, and you were dynamic in that one.
Yeah, I'm a little older, a little slower now, but yeah, I'm still doing it, and I appreciate you coming out to those shows.
What's the group, Dan? What's the group?
I was in a boy band called O-Town. So
Snap.
we were big in
snap. Okay.
we did okay in the early 2000s, and actually I still tour with them to this day. So
Nice.
yeah.
Rob.
Anthony,
What's up, Rob, man?
what's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm glad you could make it. I couldn't tell if you were your dad.
You don't want to know. I'm in an undisclosed location in a bunker. I just want to thank you for allowing me to crash the party. I'm not a Twinsburg alum, but I at least have something in common, and I played for Coach Pace, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
He actually sat on a bench for a couple of years. You made sure that we were pretty good when he sat there.
I have to say that I enjoyed watching everybody play, and I enjoyed watching you all grow up. And Dad, it was a great 4 years at Trinity, and it's been a great 50 years. So love you, and thanks for inviting me to be on. It's great seeing all you guys.
Love you too,
Rob, man. It get dusty over there.
If I had to do a journal of just random guys, I'm not sure you remember this, but it was December 5th at Padua High School. You made a jump shot from the corner with about 4 seconds to go in the game to allow Trinity to win. Very special to me.
Nice. Huh?
Wow.
It was my birthday.
I remember Rob sitting on the end of the bench, and I thought at first he was there trying to learn how to coach, but I think he was your handles. Because whenever me and Kelly would be concocting some kind of scheme, Rob would always be right there looking because he knew all the ins and outs. Before we got here foiled, before we got a chance to pull it off.
Yeah, you don't want to know what he had under his sock or inside his coat jacket or behind his belt.
Yeah.
But I felt pretty safe when he was around.
Yeah. Those days are coming to an end.
All right.
All right, SBC.
Coach, how are you? It's Steve Candy.
Stevie, how are you?
I am good. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, Stevie.
You're welcome. I am out of the fighting city of Philadelphia nowadays. Moved here for love. My wife is from here. I work as a surgeon at University of Pennsylvania, doing some head and neck surgery. And coach kind of advised me as a player that I wasn't all that good at baseball or basketball, but I had a head on my shoulders, and I hated losing. So he thought maybe go to medical school would be a good idea. So I followed his advice. And Coach, man, so many stories. Hopefully we get into some of them, but I know I wouldn't be where I am without you. And honestly, all you guys can attest. Big life experiences, something happens to you. It's happened to me. Many of you, I'm sure. Coach is one of the first people that called me and Coach's wife to support me. And it's like that never stopped from when we were players. So thanks for not just the player years, Coach, but for each of the years since.
Appreciate you, Stevie. You and Keith were starting guards on two pretty good teams that we have. And you're right. Your talent didn't get you in the starting lineup, but your brains certainly did. I do remember you and Keith being on our JV baseball team, and a young man named Scott Vinyl. I don't want to talk about him not being around, but we had to play him one game because we only had 9 guys, and I overheard you saying to Keith, we got to shade towards center because we got to help Scott in right field. Another example of your brains coming into evidence. Appreciated you, Stevie.
All right, Gary.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Can you hear me?
Gary, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations.
Safe down there in Texas. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'm staying in the house. I've been in the house for months now, but definitely wanted to wish you congratulations on your retirement, and just send a little special thanks from me. The opportunities I got from going to 5-star in the summers, working with you, and then, the support you gave. You came to my junior college games. You showed up to my college games, and I still have you sent me a nice card after we made the NCAA tournament. I still have it around here somewhere. I have to dig it up. But I appreciated that, and just, getting the opportunity to come up under some of these guys that are on the screen right now and playing in your system was just, I appreciate the opportunity. And I wish you a lot of fairways and greens in your retirement. And I just like to finish with saying that Poe's lied, and he has never beat me at golf. And
Gary, I saw you at Robert Morris when you played with Monmouth, and it was a special thrill for me to see you score against Duke.
Yes,
in the NCAA. I know it didn't end up well for you, but you got a bucket.
Not at all.
And that was a good thing. You were very special.
Thank you. Yeah, we had the record there for a while for the worst first round loss, and I sent word to James because some of his teammates were on that team that whooped us, but he never put hands on those guys like I asked him to.
Yes, sir.
If you would have came to Kentucky, you probably could have beat him.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
I came to Kentucky, I would have been sitting on the bench, so it's all good.
No, man. All right, Brad. Deuce.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the invite. This is I appreciate, for you guys that don't know, I've been coaching football for the last 20 years, and last 8 I was the head coach at Gannon University, where Coach Pace graduated from. And the last 2 years, Pace made a trip probably daily, left his house at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He thought I wanted him to coach with me, but I just wanted him around, because a lot of the things in my life and coaching and just going about, even though it's a different sport, I learned from Coach Pace. So I just want to hang out with him, drink coffee, whatever. I think he was, I don't want to say you were overwhelmed with what was going on up there, But I kind of knew I was leaving. My wife got a great opportunity in Miami, Florida. We just moved here. She's starting a new fashion merchandising program at the University of St. Thomas down here. So I kind of resigned it again and came down here. I'm a coach at St. Thomas for a while. We'll see how long they'll let me be an assistant before I start getting a bigger title. But no, Coach Pace, you meant the world to me. I mean, there's a million lessons that I have to be, besides Robbie, the person that got to practice or stop practice most in your career. I felt like it happened every day. And I'm older than a lot of people, but everything coaching, man, where I've gotten to in my life and being a head coach for the last 8 years in college is an awesome experience. But the most influential coach I've ever had as a guy that was raised by a single mother and not having any father figures was Coach Pace, and he filled that void for me. That's why. So thank you, Coach Pace. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Deuce. But I must say that you did burst my bubble here. I thought with all that tape I was watching, I thought I was being a valuable voice to your staff.
You were.
All I kept hearing on game day was, Pace, get off the field. I wasn't used to that. Good luck down in Florida. I'll try to make a trip down there to see a game.
I appreciate it. I won't miss the weather up north.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't. That was a discussion we had often up in Erie.
Just getting there was a task. No, thanks, Pace. Congratulations.
Thanks, Brad.
Shaq.
Hey, congrats, Coach Pace.
Serge, thank you.
You know, I've been in the business field for 25 years. You know, sales calls throughout Canton, Akron. You know, you think my path would take me through Girard once. I've avoided that place like you wouldn't believe. I haven't driven through there one time. I didn't want to see any of those signs going in or going out. That was our chance, man. But reside in Sagamore Hills now. Have 4 kids. Been married 15 years.
Very good, Shaq. You were on a couple of really good teams, and when I showed tapes of some of the games that I still have of you guys, I would always make a point to point out that you were the one who scored the most points I've ever seen, taking the fewest dribbles I've ever seen. Because everybody around you was guarded so well, you were able to sneak around and find an opening, whether it was a man or zone, and you made sure you got it near the bucket. And it was an invaluable asset to us.
Still works to this date. Congrats.
Thanks, Jack.
So they shuffled the screen on me. So now it's on Bryant.
Yeah, it's on Bryant.
I got you, Brian.
Hey, hello?
Yeah, man, I hear
got you.
Hey, what's up, Coach Pace? Hey, I'm driving right. Good. I'm driving right now, but I didn't want to miss this opportunity. All I want to say is I'm probably, as everybody knows, probably one of the roughest to communicate amongst me and my twin brother. But I just want to say congratulations, and you have impacted my life.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate this when you're driving. You know what, Brian? You were part of some good years. I know you led it all 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
The happiest moment of those 4 years, my man, was when we put you in the game against Benedictine at the end of the season.
Right.
First day of
I
practice,
appreciate that.
in case other people didn't know, Brian tore his ACL. He missed the entire year, his junior year. But he rehabbed to get back that last game, and he was part of the district championship. Proud of that, my man.
Yep. I appreciate you, Coach. Wish you the best of luck, and congratulations on your entire career and your retirement.
Thank you, Brian.
All right.
Okay, Byron.
All right, Byron. Don't be quiet.
Hey. What's up? Yeah.
Byron, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well now.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about me being quiet, Dub. Man, you would carry on our conversation offline. But but no, Coach, I want to congratulate you on the retirement. You know, I felt like I spent a valuable 4 years, maybe 4.5. I think we started to work out and practice with the varsity guys coming from our 8th grade into our 9th grade year. I felt like I learned a lot of valuable life lessons, obviously. And also I got an opportunity to hang and spend time with a great group of guys. I think now at this point in my life, right, there were some ups and downs, but, you know, I'm pretty successful doing my thing as a vice president of a financial institution, working on a regular basis and spending time with my kids, volunteering, coaching. That's what actually got me delayed a little bit tonight, helping coach basketball tonight. But, you know, got a beautiful wife. She went to Twinsburg as well. And 2 young boys. So we are pretty blessed to continue to be able to succeed and do what we do throughout the trying times that's going on in our current environment. But I do want to mention one thing. I don't know if anybody's shared any fond memories or anything, but I got this memory. I got a question for you, Pace. Do you remember, I want to say it's back in maybe 92, 93. I want to say 93.
I can hear.
Okay. Can they hear you?
Can you hear me, Pace?
I can.
We took our annual trip to Pennsylvania, which I don't know. It might have been our last trip to Pennsylvania.
Could be.
But we had somewhat of a stowaway. I'm not going to mention no names, but the trip kind of got spoiled. We had to bring him back to the Ohio border because his parents had no knowledge of the fact that he was in Pennsylvania with the basketball team, nor did they even know that he was playing basketball. Wow. But I think that's probably one of the best memories that I had. As far as camaraderie and people just want to be a part of what we had going on.
I thought my career ended when we got back to Ohio that year. But I think it may have been the same year that I thought we brought 3 sophomores with us that year.
Yeah, we did.
We ended up sneaking in rooms with maybe toothpaste on someone and something.
Yeah. We did.
Some cocky sophomores that came along that trip.
We very, very unruly. You're right. You recall. But no, congratulations, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Byron.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, Posey. Oh. Hold on, Posey. You on mute, man.
He don't know how to unmute a video.
Hold on, I got you. All right, Posey, you on now.
I was unmuted, clown.
Dub muted you, man. Dub muted you.
And don't be mad about the last time you was on here, man, because I still got more bullets.
Listen, I'm glad you did something with your hair. Coach would have been, it would have been a sad sight if Coach seen your hair. But anyway, James Posey, married going on 3 years, had 3 beautiful kids, living down here in Houston, Texas, where it's hot as hell right now. Coach, I want to say congratulations on this retirement, I guess, but I'll just say congratulations. But for everybody that's on here, you mean something special to them, so that's why they're able to join here. And I'm pretty sure everybody took a piece of you with them as they graduated Chamberlain or wherever. I want to say thank you to you, Miss Pace, and the fam, just from day one accepting me from when I transferred over there in the middle of the season. And I was the one that transferred, and I was that sophomore that as soon as it was that weekend I transferred, we was on our way up to PA. And we stayed on, on the little the campus, and y'all was talking about the janitor and all that. Everybody there was scared. I wasn't scared of no janitor, but that was the little thing going around, on our trip to PA. Want to say thank you also for, taking me to my visits down to Xavier and to Indiana. And on that ride back where I knew I was going to go to Xavier, and you said, just sit back, go to sleep, and just think about it or whatever. So I appreciate you taking the time to take me to those visits. And also being at Prop 48, taking my phone calls late, telling me that was the best place for me, that I made the best decision. And then just trying to get me to stay there, because I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do without playing basketball my freshman year, being a Prop 48. I kept calling you, said, I'm about to leave. And you kept saying, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? And so just being in my corner, supporting me, and just convinced me that that was the best place for me. Thanks for once I made it to the NBA, the games that you made, that was special. Also on the coaching side, coming to the games where not only, when we did win the championship in 16, but, sitting through the stands when we just struggled, we wasn't winning so many games. So just being that support system, looking up in the stands, and just being on the coaching side, just learning things from you as that young man, but also carrying that to, professionally being able to coach the Cavs. I just want to say thanks, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, James, just as much. Thank you. Thank all of you.
All right, and we got one more, man. We got
one left. Hey, Coach, before we get to it.
Hey, did I get in the building?
You in the building, man. And
hey, what up? What up, Bamley? What's going on, man? Coach Pace, man.
Who are you?
Hey, man, look, man. I don't want your son looking for me, man. I gotta stay low key, man. I gotta be. Dog, this is the best point guard you ever had. No offense, Cam, man. Here in Vegas, giving you a shout out, man. Salute to our coach, man, holding it down at RB Chamberlain, Twinsburg. Want to congratulate you for all the years you put in, all the work and all the success and the taking care of us, doing all, being the guidance counselor you was, the looking out for us and making sure we did the right thing in the classroom and on the court. Appreciate you holding it down. Want to give you congrats. And like I said, continue success in everything you do. Respect. And wanted to get. I wish I could be on camera, but like I told you, man, look, Rob sneaky, man. You know what I'm saying? Rob, what up, man? Once again, salute to you, coach. I want to get my little 2 cents in before I get to working. Shout out to everybody out there. I see you out there. I see you, Keith, Zicky, Craig, Miller, Jack. What up? Cam, man, G5, B-Rod, my homeboys from the Heights, and Big Game Pose, and the homie A-Dub holding it down. Who else on here? Who is Van House?
Where the game tapes at, Kel?
What's up?
That's the question right there.
Once again, once again,
is this got to be a Herndon?
Congratulations. You know, a Herndon. You know what Herndon it is.
Hey, who was that talking?
Congratulations. Huh?
Hey, who was that talking?
Man, whatever, man. You talking about who was that talking? You ain't hear nothing I said? I said Twinsburg. I said Twinsburg Chamberlain's best point guard ever. You know who it is.
I'm trying to figure out who the hell talking.
Stacy. It must be Stacy.
Oh.
Kel, what's up, baby?
What's up, fam?
Who has my pullover and the tape?
What happened?
All right.
I don't know where the tape's at.
Where they at? I'll go get them for you, Coach. Me and Rob will go over there and get them for you.
Hey, Rob, Pacey, what's up, man?
What's up?
I didn't know we had to wear. I didn't know it was a suit this time, man. I just know.
Listen, I'm not done working yet. I'm still working.
Okay, all right.
You guys look like you're done working. I got a few more hours to go.
Okay.
Hey Rob, I'm gonna need you, man. We're gonna have to go track down Marquette, your boy Marquette Williams. You know where we did our little thing. We're gonna have to go track him down. I gotta holler at him.
Fine. Let me know.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna mute everybody's mic. I'm gonna unmute Coach. If Coach has something he wants to say, we still got 30 minutes. It's our show. It's just gonna start rolling at that time. But I want to mute everybody so we get good audio because there's a lot of people listening who might not be able to get the audio correctly. And for the podcast later, it's hard to weed out who's talking. So I'm gonna mute everybody I'm gonna let Coach Pace say something. When Coach Pace is done, you can unmute yourself, but that way we're not talking over each other. But if you got a story you want to share, or if you want me to take over and ask the questions, I got 2 loaded guns. So I prefer for you to
Just go
tell your
ahead
own
and
story.
ask. You know, there's so many memories of the 27 years in Twinsburg that you can't single out. You guys that played in the 90s, especially, were part of the best decade, I think, in Twinsburg basketball. And you were all of you were integral parts of it. And I just have.
Hold on. There go Van muting people again.
No, it wasn't me.
I'll be glad to answer anything that you guys might have.
Wait a minute. Did you say you'd be glad to answer any coaches we have?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Because Facebook is blowing up as well. I'm not going to take any of those questions, but I got a lot of them myself that I think I need answered. But I'm going to let the other guys answer because I'll talk to you. I'll see you around a little bit.
Go ahead, Anthony. Is Kelly still there?
Yeah, he's still here.
Okay.
Hey, Coach.
Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Do you remember your senior year? We played Wycliffe on Friday evening, and we had a Thursday practice at 5 o'clock. And you and Kelly walked in the door at 5 to 5.
Wow.
Kelly was smart enough to get out on the court. You went to get taped, missed the first 7 minutes of the first quarter. And I had to explain that to your mom, who was sitting behind the bench. We won't talk about what she did.
See, Coach, this is what I was going to bring up about that. Because I think we got a love-hate relationship. Here's what I want people to know, and I want this to be understood. If Kelly does something wrong and I'm with Kelly, we both get in trouble. If I do something wrong and Kelly's with me, Kelly doesn't get in trouble. But no, I'm not going to tell the other story. But you vindicated yourself when we scrimmaged Case Western Reserve. We had a scrimmage against them, and the game was over. And you're like, let's get on the bus. We got to go. And there's a young female type, and she's asking me questions. And you said, let's go. I said, well, she was talking to me. And not too many coaches that do this because people only hear about the bad that coach, when you bump heads with somebody, coach said, well, if you're going to get the digits, you need to get them before we get on the bus. And, being who I am, it only took me a couple minutes. And I was getting on the bus as the door was closing. So I appreciate you letting me get the digits.
Hey, Ant, you said a female type. What does that mean, female type? I never heard that before.
Right.
Hey,
that's
questionable.
times now. I could have said a dame, but we're in sensitive times now.
I mean,
now you use this opportunity to act like you got game.
He was there. Ask him yourself. He was there. Coach Pace was there. Ask him yourself. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna let you guys have that, man.
Now there's some people who muted.
I'm not gonna
unmute
ask
yourself.
because I've been in more situations like that with you than Coach Pace. I know. You can bring that one up that he's aware of, but me and you'll talk offline.
No, man. We're not getting into any personal stuff. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
You got it. What's up?
Hey, do you remember it was a close game at home against JFK, and me and the best point guard had a little Gary Payton, Sean Kemp action on the backboard? Okay.
Yeah,
you
I
ain't have
do.
to sit. Hey, Coach, you didn't have to sit us. It was just a missed shot. You're going to put us on the bench. That's all it was. It was just a missed shot. But you're going to put us on the bench. You ain't waste no time.
I had a different philosophy back then. I had a different philosophy
quote
back
unquote,
then.
I have a question. I think the statute of limitations is up, so exactly how much money did Mark Hunt and David Bett get to come to Twinsburg?
Very good question.
Posey too.
Let me
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about this guy.
Let me answer it. I met Mark Hunt's coach at 5-star. I coached one of his other players from that school. Never met Mark Hunt. His coach came up to me at the end of the week and said he had this kid and another kid wanted to come to the United States, and if I could take one of them. And I thought it would be him, but it wasn't. It was someone named Mark Hunt, who I had never met. And I met for the first time when he came out of the car, and I saw him, and I was like pretty shocked because he was a little bit bigger, a little bit better than the other kid I coached. So I was kind of glad to have him. David Bett is someone that I coached at 5-star. He was
Okay, it's all 5-star. I figured.
And his coach again talked to me all week long about him coming. And he wasn't anyone really special, Gary, but he was a great kid, really good kid.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, we arranged for him to come to Twinsburg, and at the same time, his teammate came.
Okay.
But his teammate went to Myrtle Beach, went to one of the high schools where Coach D'Antoni's brother coached.
Okay.
And you can imagine where I'm getting at. At the end of season, Bett was an intelligent kid. He didn't have enough credit to graduate. He left in March, and he visited his buddy at the Myrtle Beach High School. And I found out that the young man was 6'10", and he went to Clemson the following year.
Wow.
And I was pretty pissed off at Bett for not bringing him to Twinsburg. But that is the story. A lot of the coaches around the CVC, Gary, did not believe me on Hunt at all. But I never met the kid until he came. He actually, his dad dropped him off at the high school, and I think Keith and Stevie met him there, and they immediately had a workout with him.
Wow. My assistant coach at Monmouth, Greg Francis, he played at Fairfield, and he's from Toronto, and he knows Mark personally, and he said he's doing well. I think he's up in Toronto. I think he has like 5 kids, and he's still in Canada. But that was some years ago. That's the last I heard from him. But he knew him. My assistant coach at Monmouth knew him.
I followed him. He actually got some really, really bad advice. Right before semester tests at the high school at Chamberlain, he left. He went back to Canada. Never told anyone. He actually called me a couple of weeks later, thanked me for everything he did. But the reason he left, he didn't want to graduate. He went to a prep school in Massachusetts named Massanutten Academy.
Okay.
The team was so good, he was 7th man. Now, you know how good it was. He was 7th man on that team.
Yeah.
And he didn't finish the year. He went to Greece, and he played in Greece Pro League for a couple of years, and then he went back to Toronto.
Okay.
That's the story about Hunt and Bett.
I got a story about Hunt too, Pace. That decision, that sealed my retirement from basketball. I couldn't have been a perfect man on a team. With him and Swatson, no way I was getting any playing time.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he was.
Ed Herbeck would tell me all the time that he was LeBron James before LeBron James.
Hey, Eric, you don't have Chris Broussard's number in your phone or anything, do you?
No, I don't think I do.
Hey, Coach, I'm looking out for you. I'm making sure.
Who? What?
I'm trying to make sure Eric didn't call Chris Broussard on you.
Chris Broussard made it his special project that year to investigate me and Chamberlain basketball over Mark Hunt.
Wow.
I think he did such a good job. ESPN hired him.
Wow.
I didn't know that. The same Chris Broussard, huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, just
That's the same one. Yep.
That 5. Get that 5.
Hey,
Get that 5.
Shaq. Hey, Shaq, and just so you
That's 6.
understand,
That's 6.
when you talk
That's
about
6.
that
That's
Gerard
6.
game,
That's
and
6. That's all you. I ain't touching.
You can blame Byron, because we went back and watched that game over at Bryant's or Byron's house, one of them. And I don't know if Byron lasted the first half of the first quarter. He was benched most of the game. Not saying that our team wasn't strong enough to play without him, but he was an integral part of our team. And with him on the court, I think we beat him easily. So
What
try to
team
stay
was
on
that?
the court next time, big fella.
Who was that?
Byron?
What team? Or what game?
Gerard game, right?
You know, I'll be honest with you, Anthony. I never watched that game. That's the tape that I never watched.
Is that Byron's house?
Oh, okay. Hey, Anthony, I got to tell you about your buddies there. You remember your senior year when you made your weekend trip to Kentucky?
Yeah, I do remember that. I never forget it.
We played Kenston at Kenston that night.
I remember.
And I had your buddies there pretty ticked off at me because I took them out of the game with 3 minutes to go, and we had 96 points, and they wanted 100 just because you weren't there.
Oh, they were gonna do it without me. They were gonna do it without me.
You better ask your buddies about that.
Snitching. How you gonna snitch right now, Coach? Come on, man.
Oh man.
Hey, he missed out.
We were
He should
beating
have.
them so bad I couldn't. I had to take them out of the game.
Anthony, I don't think Anthony ever got over.
He should have rescheduled his visit. He missed out. He would have missed out.
I took the seniors out anyhow. I think Gary played.
Anthony is still upset. He had 25 at the half against Wycliffe, and then he finished with 25.
I had 25 in the second quarter. Finished at 27.
You guys were, and this kind of serious. We were in a Brecksville tip-off tournament my first year, and I didn't kind of like the way they treated us, so we wanted to have our own tip-off tournament. None of you guys remember, but us, Benedictine, Bedford, and a different team played every year, and it was probably the toughest tip-off tournament around. We had the tournament for 6 years, and we never won it. That's how good the tournament was. We never won that tournament.
We didn't?
Bedford, Benedictine.
Oh, sorry.
Sharon Kennedy won it one year. But we had to drop the tournament because we couldn't get a fourth team to play.
Wow.
Anytime we would ask a fourth team, they would always ask, well, who's in it? I said, well, we're in it. Bedford's in it. Benedictine's in it. No, we're not going. So we actually had to drop the tournament. You guys were that good.
That's how we wound up getting Luther Ball in there. The guys that was, I
That's
guess,
right.
The prison
That's
team.
right. We had someone different every year.
Forgot about that.
Luther Ball came to the tournament because their kids thought they would try to figure out how to get out, how to escape the high school.
That was hilarious, man. That was hilarious.
As a matter of fact, someone in the first half made a layup in front of our bench and ran right out the doors, right underneath the bucket. But didn't realize the glass doors on the outside of that weight room that we had were locked. He couldn't get out.
Oh man,
a lot of memories.
What was the toughest team? What was the toughest team you had to coach? I got a team in my mind. I'm just curious as to
toughest team to coach?
Yeah.
Toughest group of
Against?
guys?
No, the toughest team to coach with.
That's what I'm at. I don't know, Anthony. Everybody was different. Every team is different. Not everybody had the personalities that you guys had. Some of the teams there were mommy's boys. They were coached in AAU by their uncles or whatever, and they were a little bit different, but they weren't. I mean, they weren't difficult. I enjoyed all the teams that we had at Chamberlain. They were all very different, and a lot of good memories. So I don't know what team did you have in mind?
I know in my senior year you didn't have to only worry about the players, because I know we had one practice where somebody's angry girlfriend came busting through the door screaming at one of the players, and coach had to like bodyguard the young lady out the door, escort her out the building. It was a lively. So I mean, handling the players is one thing, but handling the angry girlfriends for cheating, that's something else.
Wow.
Wow. Lot of different fun things that kept that kept it lively.
So that 96 team didn't give you a bunch of gray hair?
Come
on. Oh, is that the team after you graduated?
You notice we only got Gary on here off of that team.
Is that the team with Gary?
Gary senior.
That was us. That was us.
Mike McFall, Stacy Herndon, Greg Glover.
Well, the thing about that team was we had won the conference 3 years in a row previous to those guys. And we had a chance to win the conference their senior year. And I can remember Kelly in the stands. I'm not sure Poser, but I think you may have been in the stands to watch us. And we didn't play very well that night. We had some tough individuals on that team, but it was challenging. It was challenging.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Coach.
Yep.
I remember that day that Mark showed up. Keith and I, we weren't sure he was really good enough, so but we had to give him a shot. So like looking at the guys up here, a lot of us played together, a lot of us scrimmaged against each other. I can remember at times hating each of you, but wanting to beat you so much more. And so I want to know, how did you create that culture where we wanted to win so badly? I hate to lose still to this same day. And I swear, every time you threw me out of the gym, I knew I'd come back more pissed off and work harder the next day. So what's the anatomy of how you make a team work that way? And how did you know when it was time to throw Anthony out of the gym? Because you barely threw me and Keith Ever out. So.
It's a good question, Stevie. I learned early that you need to treat everybody equal. Coach Knight always said that you can alter strategy, but you better not alter principles. So there were principles that I kind of formulated my philosophy on, and they're very simple. Play hard, play defense, and play together, share the ball. And that was how we practiced every day. And some teams latched onto that earlier than others. But, I'm very proud to say that they did. And I was pretty satisfied with that. But that was what we did. I mean, if you watch tapes from the earliest team to the last team at Twinsburg, most everyone did the same things. Some teams, different styles. The Currys played very differently than AJ and Jalen, the last team I had. When we had Hunt, we played one way, and when we had Pose, Anthony, and Kelly, their senior year, we played another way. But I tried to make sure that everyone played hard, everyone played defense, and everybody played together.
Kennedy does have a good point, man. Hey, Pose, let me make this statement real. Kennedy has a point because I remember the class of 90, whatever, and it's usually guards. The guards in the class of 93, well, the twins were too nice, but the 95 class was waiting to. So every time we got a chance to go at them, we were going at them. But the little 96ers, when they were coming at us, and we were looking, I'm talking about, and they was my neighbors. Like most of them was from the Heights. So man, it is crazy. Like if I were you, I'd be concerned. I guess we were all from the same neighborhood, so we really wasn't gonna get it cracking. But that would be a concern, Coach.
What's your point?
I know.
Thank you.
Is that just a comment, or were you trying to make a point?
I have to deal with that all the time.
Great question.
Hey, I also think though that's why we were so good because practices were wars. Like I remember as a sophomore, me and Kennedy and Byron and Bryant kicking the shit out of Ryzicki and Mondre and Jeff Polkar every day, and they were like an 18-win team, and they were getting thrown out of practice because the JV team was whooping them. And then having the battle, Kelly and Anthony and Pose. Like I like to remind people that my senior year, Kennedy and our senior year, we had 3 pro athletes that came off the bench. They were not good enough to crack the starting 5. But I think those battles every day, in the season, in the summer, is what made everybody so good. And then you just kind of carry that on to the next group of guys.
Deuce, you had a response? It looked like you had a response, Deuce.
The team that we had with Ryzicki, and Mondry and Polkar or Marquette, Rob Davis. It's happening. Not sure you remember, Brad, but we had a game against Copley on a Tuesday night canceled, and we had Wycliffe on Friday, and we had to beat Wycliffe to win a championship, conference championship, that Chamberlain hadn't won in, 20 years or whatever. We were down 19 at halftime, and I told your group that starters were finished because we had to play Thursday. We had to play Friday. It only gave us one day to get ready for Wycliffe. And I think you elected Robbie Davis to come to me and say, Coach, you're not sitting us. Give us the third quarter to get it close. Okay, so I allowed you to. Long story short, you corner their point guard in on the corner right side of the Davis comes up behind, goes in and lays it in at the buzzer, and we end up beating Copley, who was undefeated at that time. So the idea of winning, Stevie, started with that very first year, and I think that we had enough of that it was handed down to the JV team and the freshman team as well, and I am pretty proud of that. I think we won 6 or 7 CVC championships in the 70s, and it was your group that started it. Actually, if your buddy Joe Nunny would have convinced Perry Pritchard to come out his senior year, would have won it that year too.
Yeah, I remember the Copley game. That's one of the few things I do remember. And I could tell you on the court where I left my guy and stole the ball, and if I didn't make that play, I knew you were going to dig into my ass about that. So I was happy it worked out. But going back to
the young man that you guys stole the ball off became an official, and he did a lot of my games. And he played at either Akron or Kent, and he was one of the better officials in the area. And each game he had with me, he would bring that story up. They were pretty devastated because they were undefeated, and we were a big game to them.
Yeah. Going back to Keith's point, though, even to this day, what you learn in practice, our practices, because I had you for 2 years, that was a whole different monster. That was 2 hours of you were going to absolutely go after it and beat the shit out of each other. Games were easy when we got to the game because it wasn't practice at that point. You couldn't kick us out. We had to play the game for that part of it. But it, they created that culture too. So I understand where Keith's coming from with that. But Keith is full of shit about beating anybody.
I think he does have a point there, Brad. I kind of remember that on the summer leagues. We had monster summer leagues, if you remember.
No.
Anthony, I know you're snickering in the background there.
Hey, no, Coach. I'm just taking some of this stuff in. I don't think if we can stay on for 2 or 3 hours or met up for drinks for 2 or 3 hours, I don't think we would ever establish who was the best, who was the tough, and although it's on paper and documented, who won what. Because Kelly and I swear we don't won every backcourt battle ever had, but apparently Steve and Keith were whooping up on guys before we came around. And let Gary get into it. Gary said he had to play the 1 through 5.
He's right. Yeah, he's right. Like I said, every team we had back down there was different, and I think that attitude of we were going to win was just carried on through the whole decade of the 90s there, and that made it a lot of fun. And you guys, no matter what, can debate that no matter where you're at. Were you at the when James was with the Celtics? They were playing the Cavaliers. I'm not sure what game it was, and it was at Cleveland.
LeBron dunked
I
on
know
him.
Gary was there.
I was.
Yeah,
Gary may have
LeBron
been
dunked
there.
on James.
Were you there? Were you there, Anthony?
No, I wasn't there.
I know James came up at the end of the game, and so Kelly and Gary were talking about senior year at Chamberlain, and he's out there playing guarding LeBron, and we're talking about you astonished Fran that night, Gary and James and Kelly. She stood there and looked at an NBA player just beating the Cavaliers in a playoff game, and we're talking about Chamberlain and the games that we won there, and that's a pride thing that I'll never forget.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Well, fellas, I appreciate
June Bud.
Huh?
Nah, June Bud. Talk about who got dunked on, huh?
Oh, I mean, what you were there. I don't know if it was directly on you, but you were there.
That's all right, but listen, that was part of the game plan. Jump inside, make it go outside. He made a great play. But guess what?
No.
Guess what happened?
What?
Yeah, we won. We won the series, and I got a chip too.
Hey, Pose.
So you can talk about the dunk. You can talk about my tray balls. It's all good. One highlight compared to a ring, I'll take that all day.
Hey, since we talking about dunks, Coach Pace.
What?
Who was the best dunker that you coached at
The
Chamberlain?
best dunker?
Yes.
Wow.
Carlos Jesus.
It got to be a Chamberlain.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I did coach. I did coach at 3 other schools.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Let's go all the schools.
We had some pretty good dunking contests at Chamberlain, I got to say. But I did have a young man at Trinity named David Morris. He started for me for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He scored 1,000 points, and he had 1,000 rebounds. He was a McDonald All-American nominee. and he won the dunk contest at the North-South game. He wasn't bad, but he
What
was
year
only
he come out?
6'4". He was only 6'4".
What year was that?
He was on my 1980-81 team. Graduated in 84.
Okay.
Played 4 years for me at Trinity.
Okay.
He went to Gannon.
Yeah, we ain't hip to that. he probably was just dunking when they first started dunking there.
Yeah, his brother played for. His brother's name was Carl Morris. He played for the Cathedral Latin team that went to Columbus a couple years in a row.
Okay.
And yeah, David played for me at Trinity.
Okay.
And I heard or I mentioned his one of his teammates, Eric Dye, a lot. He was on that team as well.
Did you coach man, what was his name? Tucker? In Trinity?
David Tucker?
I can't remember his first name.
Yes.
Okay.
His sister Kay Tucker
was
a basketball player.
Okay.
And she ran track in the States. And yeah, I did coach David.
All right. Okay. All right, that answers my question.
I was going to say
I wish we had some video on this dunks though. For real.
No, I got to admit. Let's see. I know Curry, and Pose. Anybody else from that team throw them down?
Nope.
Hey, you want to keep taking?
They had no hops.
Hey, you want to keep taking jabs? Hey, hold on.
No way too hard.
I know the trick dunks throwing the ball off the wall and catching it, throwing them down there. They were pretty good. David Morris couldn't do that.
Did anybody slap the backboard better than Kelly Herndon?
No.
Okay, G5. Okay, G5. Okay. He's swinging. All right. I got you.
Hey, coach.
Hey, G, could he touch the backboard?
Yeah, he did a few times. I think senior year he did.
Okay. Good job, Kel.
Hey, coach.
What do you mean, man? Hold on, man. Don't make me get some tape. Don't make me get the tape out.
You got all the tape.
I do. I was messing with y'all. I got all the tapes. I get them.
Who has the tape?
Kelly has all. Hey, Posey, before you say that though, I gotta say this real quick. I'm glad Kelly didn't play baseball because I don't know if Pace remembers it. You remember benching Kelly in freshman football?
No.
You benched the NFL cornerback.
No, I never benched Kelly in football.
Yeah, he did. He took it. You remember he took his shoulder pads off, and then that's when you called him slick, and he didn't like you called him slick. So tell me you don't call him slick. I can't make that up. He took his shoulder pads off, and you told me get out of here.
Besides the obvious of being
I don't remember
smooth and being the engine. What was that? What you call me slick for?
Wait, Kelly, what'd you say?
Yeah, why like Anthony's question? You call me slick. You were slick for a little bit and I guess it started from the freshman year. But like I said, I just figured it was because I was smooth. You know what I'm saying? And the engine, everything through me, and you came without me. So I just figured that was what it was. But what was the real reason?
He thought it was a compliment.
Of course, I'm gonna take it like a compliment.
Anthony, I do remember at Chardon, the Saturday before basketball practice started your freshman year, you're trying to tell Kelly out of not going out to play because we were winning so bad. You don't want to get hurt. We got basketball on Monday. You remember that?
No, sir. I don't remember that. No. Me?
Bet you don't.
What happened?
No.
Maybe I got them mixed up then, huh?
That might have been Benny Jones or somebody, man. That wasn't me.
Hey,
man.
Pace, you ain't got it mixed up. It's called selective memory. I deal with it often when I talk to Anthony.
Oh man.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
So my question is, like, out of all the teams, and you talk about the preparation for the season, even like the summer, the little summer league stuff that each class had preparing for the summer. Then come the season, which team do you feel like really just it got away where we didn't win it all? We had our best chances to win it all and go far, and we just didn't. Is that something that you think about? And
yeah, I do.
So,
I do.
Which team is that? And then which team where you was like, man, these kids don't got a chance. They don't understand yet, but they end up getting a
95, 96. That's all easy.
I think James, to answer your question, it would have been the year that we had to play Earl Boykins.
Ooh.
We didn't get out of the district that year. Don't forget, we got out of the district your sophomore year, and you and Kelly and Ant your senior year. But we got beat by the state champion both years.
St. Joe's.
Hey, Coach, so that was you said Earl Boykins.
That was
what year was that?
We lost 3 games that year going into the sectional, and that was the most of the 4 that were in the districts.
Wow.
Central Catholic was undefeated. Benedictine had 1 loss. Warrensville had 1 loss, and we either had 3 or 4 losses. And
Okay, so who did you assign to guard Earl Boykins, and who failed to contain him?
Answer the question, Coach.
I got to answer that. I got to answer that very politically.
Answer the question, Coach. Tell him the truth. Tell him the truth.
I got to answer that very politically.
Yeah.
I didn't think any one of our starters could actually guard him one-on-one.
That's a good answer.
Right.
So we started with Kelly to guard him, but we counted on help side to help him, and it just didn't get to that.
Man.
Because Javier wasn't a slouch, man. But Jason Wells didn't have a bad game either.
Oh, so you must have been help side then, Dub, huh?
Hey, no, listen. That's not the case. That's not the case. I'm never help side because I'm usually on the point guard. That's what threw everything off. I wasn't on the point guard for once.
Man, listen.
He's sensitive, man. He's sensitive.
What I went back to a few minutes ago, every team was different. As good as Hunt was, he couldn't guard that chair that someone's sitting on right now. He didn't want to guard the chair. He just wanted to rebound and score. So we really had to play help side that year. But we were pretty good that year. Boykins was pretty good too, and he lit us up pretty good.
Oh yeah,
hey, Coach. What did you feel? What were you? That was the year that we were number 2 in the state, and Benedictine was number 1. What were you thinking throughout that whole thing? I know what I was thinking.
What?
When Benny whooped us by 40 or 30?
Yeah, they did at our place.
Yeah.
The day after the rankings came out.
I was thinking.
No, Freeman was my grade, June.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how much time was left on the clock.
Remember when we played Benny at their place? Your senior year? Remember that game?
Coffee was on that team.
Yeah, Gary, your junior year. We beat them by 20.
Smacked them.
You know what I remember about that team or that game? Kelly was sick that day. I'm not sure he was in school the whole day, but I know he had a bad sinus, and I brought those breathe rights, and I gave Kelly a breathe right to wear. And we were in the locker room before we even went out for the tip off, and someone, might have been James, Coach, can I have one of those? Anthony, can I have one of those? And before we went out on the court, all 12 of you had breathe rights on. It's a good thing I had a whole box. The Benedict, I can't think of his last name. His name was Frank. He said, Coach, what's the deal with all the breathe rights on the nose? I said, I got a team of sick guys. You may want to stay away from us tonight. But I thought that was pretty neat, bonding team-wise. And then that group, I'm not sure who arranged this, but we were getting ready to start the sectional tournament at Solon, and we were ranked third, I think, that year. Nordonia was first, and I think we had warm-up pants that year. And you guys kept your warm-up pants on the entire warm-up. And for the player introductions, you kept your pants on. I'm wondering, what the hell's going on? And right when before the tip-off, you guys took your warm-up pants off, and you all had yellow socks on, pulled up to your knees. I'm not sure whose idea that was.
Yeah,
the fashion expert.
It was pretty neat that all 12 of you had them on. So I wasn't really mad that night. It's a good thing all 12 of you had them on, though.
Oh, man.
Oh. That's the type of leadership we had. They were going to do it. If I don't know if you know it or not, Coach, but our senior year, if you didn't do what we asked you to do or wanted you to do, you wasn't going to touch the ball. You can put them on the court if you want to, Coach. They're not touching the ball if they don't do what we ask them to do.
There were a couple of games I'm wondering why Pazernick wasn't getting the ball enough.
Oh, no, Paz was always
never,
cool.
Yeah, Paz was never in the dog.
That was always cool.
All right, fellas. All right. But yeah, well, you check out your Facebook. I know you don't get on Facebook much. But
I don't.
Sean Herndon, and they asked me specifically. There's a lot of other things said, but they mentioned me inbox. Rashawn Herndon and Robert Davis told me to tell you hello and congratulations. But there's a lot of other comments on there. I just wanted to give those specifically because they wanted to come on, but we had standing room only in here. So
I got you. I will check that, Anthony. I appreciate tonight. I appreciate everybody that's there. Love you guys to death. You were a big part of 50 years, 27 at in Twinsburg. It just seems like it was a moment ago. Trust me. My college roommate called me yesterday when he heard, and he was at the first game that I coached back in 1970, and we talked about that. And trust me, it seemed like it was just a moment ago. I was scouting in December this year at Trinity. I was scouting Normandy, and I was standing because if you're ever at Trinity, you know they don't have very many stands. So I was standing in a corner scouting, and one of the officials came over, who was a friend of mine, and I will say that in the last 5 or 6 years, I did become friends with a lot of officials. But anyhow, he asked me how long I've been doing this, and I didn't really know. He said, well, when did you start? I said, 1970. And that's the actual first time I actually thought about 50 years. And it went by fast because of young men like you. I've been blessed to have groups in all 4 schools that have played the way I kind of like them to play. And I thank you very much.
We thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Same to you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach Pace.
Same to you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Coach.
guys.
Appreciate you.
Thanks,
All right,
Coach.
thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Even you,
All
Kel,
right, all right.
appreciate you.
Appreciate
All day, all day.
Thanks, everybody. Be safe.
Thanks, Deb. Thanks, man.
Just the
Thanks,
house,
guys.
Rob, man. I don't want your eyes getting watery no more.
Shaq, man, Shaq, invite me. Let me play some video games, man. Doggone, Shaq. Got all the arcade back there, son. All right,
Thanks,
y'all keep
Coach.
fighting a good fight. Stay,
it, Coach.
All right, Kel.
stay allies. Stay allies. All right.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Fuck.